I'd like to call to order the Physical Services meeting. We're going to try and do this very quickly. Everybody, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Legislator Crowley.
Present.
Legislator Castellano.
Present.
Chairman Elner.
Here. Okay, I move that we accept the minutes of our previous.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next item on the agenda is approval of the appointments for the Veterans Memorial Park Advisory Board. This has been done by Kevin Byrne, and I see that two of the gentlemen, Chris Ruffin, who's our Parks and Recreation Director, and Carl Rohde, who's our Veteran Service Agency Director, have both been reappointed. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks for waiting.
Oh, no, it was quite enlightening. Thank you for that.
Yeah, it was great entertainment.
Could like some chamomile
We
tea.
object to two people on this, so we start off. We don't think Chris Rice should be on it, so we'd like us removed from the committee, please.
Can you give a little justification there,
So,
sir?
we were kind of joking when we came in that it says we're being reappointed. The way the code reads, we're on it because of our positions. We don't get a choice whether we want to be appointed or not
Yeah,
appointed.
so.
It's our title of our job that puts us on the board.
Right, so it's,
Ex officio.
Is that what it is? Ex officio? We're ex officio.
Just want to check the legislative council. Do we have to take any action? Is everything copacetic?
It is, but as Mr. Ruthven correctly points out, that these two gentlemen are on by virtue of their title and position, so they would technically not need to be confirmed.
Okay, so we will be voting to confirm all of the other members who are not on it.
Correct.
Congratulations.
I want to say that we've been on this since it was reconstituted by former county executive Bob Bondi 25 years ago, maybe,
Oh, yeah.
quite a while ago. And we have struggled over the years to sometimes fill the vacancies when they've come up. The code specifies what the positions are supposed to be. So I do want to give some credit to the county executive's office. They took some time, they advertised, they really reached out, they interviewed a number of people, and they found a full slate, which I can't remember the last time we had a full slate of board members for the advisory board. So thank you to Matt Kabuchi and the staff at the county executive's office that took care of this for us. I think we used to try to do it on our own.
yeah, we just call, strong arm people. Not me.
We have two returnees besides me and Carl, James Hoffman and Jim Gilchrist from the town of Carmel, who recently retired. They're both coming back. Jim Hoffman had been the chairman for many, many years, and everybody knows Jim Gilchrist. He has a great wealth of knowledge in recreation and parks.
I think Hoffman was put in the position, even though he's a veteran, he was put in the non-veteran
He
position.
was, he has, we still struggled to find one of the requirements of the Parks and Recreation. Jim Gilchrist was the only one we found. Jim Hoffman was the next best, so we had to take him out of the veterans position that he used to fill in and put him into the Parks and Recreation. A lot of the fact is because he's been involved with us for 20 years, that kind of gave him at least some knowledge on that, to fill that role for us.
Thank you. So I'm going to make a motion to ratify accept the appointments put forth of the county executive for Brendan Mahoney, Anthony Del Duco, Bruce Cordolano, James Gilchrist, Nina Kallmeyer, I hope I pronounced that correctly,
Okay.
Jim Hoffman, and Richard Buck. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good
I
choice.
said we were going to make this long for an hour.
We tried.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Told me
Yeah,
you're gonna
thank
read
you
the
for
whole
staying.
Thank you for
resumes
staying all
backwards.
night.
See you guys
I have
later,
no
thank you.
choice, I have no way to get home.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome Commissioner Barbara Barossa. We're talking here about a budgetary amendment, 24A03, and this has to do with CREST grants.
Yep.
I skipped
Or-
one.
yep.
I
Or-
apologize. Thank you. Now we're looking at agenda item 5, approval of Putnam County's proposed public transportation agency safety plan. Commissioner Barosa, please.
So this is mandated by FTA. We have to prepare an annual update to our safety plan. It covers everything as far as training for bus drivers, our staff, just any risk management procedures. It's pretty specific policy that FTA dictates. So it's just a review of it and adoption.
Okay. Any questions of the legislature? Okay, so,
I have a question.
yes.
I was just wondering if there were there any
Safety.
significant changes, or is this just something that comes up around periodically and then we just review
Honestly,
it?
it was really just staff that
Just staff.
changed. The last one wasn't me, so other than that, I think that there was nothing else really changed.
Through the chair, may I ask another one?
Let me just, Legislator Nasarino.
No, I just want to comment that I read through and it's very comprehensive, so it really covers all the bases.
Legislator Sage has the floor.
Well, I just was wondering if the school bus safety law that we passed in 2022
This one
is a part of this type of transportation.
This is specific to FTA funded
FTA funded,
transportation.
okay,
So
right.
this is
So that
only
would not
our
cover.
HART system and our paratransit.
Okay, got it, thank you.
Any other comments or questions? No, so I move, yes, I'm sorry.
I just want to say thank you to Commissioner Barosa. I mean, she's done a wonderful job with planning and really gone above and beyond, so thank you so much. We need to put a lot of work and love into it, so.
And it was always thorough, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to approve, if that's the correct term, or accept, to approve the safety
I
plan?
think it's adopt.
Hmm.
You have to adopt.
Approve, adopt the safety plan?
I'll approve and adopt the safety.
It's
I'll
a
second your-
resolution that you're approving.
Yeah. I'll second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, now item 6, having to do with the CREST grant for design installation of a small solar carport and charging stations to be located at the Donald B. Smith campus. Commissioner Brooks.
So I came to this legislature last year to submit this grant, and we were successful. So this is preparing a budget line for the solar carport. So we received $100,000 through CREST funding. So the total cost for design, installation of both the solar part as well as it would be a solar carport with EV charging.
3 to 4 stations.
At the Donald B. Smith campus. 3 to 4 dual chargers, so 6 to 8 total units. It would be at the Donald B. Smith campus, so it would cover both the charging units as well as the solar carport and design and installation of that.
Right, so this is a turnkey figure, 100,000 from the grant, and coming from the county's contingency, 15,284, for a total of 115,284. You and I had spoke, and understanding is the grant is conditional on locating this at the Donald B. Smith campus.
Yes.
Correct,
that's what we
okay.
proposed.
Committee, any questions?
I'm just curious, why does it have to be at the campus there?
We applied for that.
Just the location?
That was the location.
No, perfectly fine. I just thought it had something else to do with that, all right.
And
No,
my
I mean,
understanding.
when we developed the grant, we looked at locations, there was a lot of the fleet located at Donald B. Smith campus, so this is geared towards our fleet and eventual conversion.
Okay, very good, thank you.
To clarify, these charging stations will be used for county-owned operated vehicles, and most of the usage will be short, let's say less than 25 miles, so which is a pretty decent use for electric vehicles, because when you don't travel far, your gas engines never get hot, and you're actually getting much less mileage, so. No further questions. I move that we approve the budgetary amendment. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Barbara.
Thank you, Deputy Commissioner Calucci for the Department of Public Works. Here we're discussing approval for budgetary amendment 24A038, having to do with TIPS, so we're talking about paving capital project.
Yes, sir. Actually, I had taken a ride up to Albany with County Executive Byrne a few months ago to advocate for the reinstatement of funding that the governor had initially cut. We ultimately were successful, or I guess the group as a whole, the highway intended super, organization throughout the area here were successful in advocating for the reinstatement, which was executed by the legislature recently. So all in all, we're going to have probably $1.935 million to use for crucial paving projects, vehicle machinery purchases, and associated rentals to keep our roads in a state of good repair. So.
I appreciate your efforts in going not only to Albany, but also to Fishkill with Brian, whose last name escapes me, and the county executive, I believe, spoke and lobbied on behalf, and the results are that we're getting an increase of $735,692 in CHIPS funding, which is good for the county, good for roads.
I can assure you, we'll put that to good use too. We have a good paving program and plan in place with condition assessment ratings of our roads and trying to execute the proper treatments as such as a result of that. So.
Any questions by the committee? Other legislators? Legislator Nasarino, you have the floor.
Just a question, do you have a list of the roads that are going to be resurfaced using this money? I know we used to get a list.
Yeah, I do. We do actually. I don't have it on me right now, but I can get it to you later for sure.
That would be great, thank you.
Absolutely.
Any other questions? No? Okay.
For the happy residents of Putnam.
Yes, those are good. All those in favor? Excuse me, do I have a second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Now we're, agenda item 8, budgetary amendment for recovery. Thank you to Matt Bruno for guardrail damage. Deputy Commissioner, if you'd like to elaborate.
Yeah, this is an ongoing insurance revenue recovery program, which we identified with in conjunction with the law department, specifically Risk Manager Matt Bruno. This is another claim that we submitted and received as of late, and I think we're upwards of 6 figures now in total recoveries since we initiated this program with the Risk Manager Matt Bruno. And I commend him for his unwavering support and his ability to get these claims addressed. So.
Right, so we've recovered $21,621.43, and that's what it's going to cost. So we're going to get our repair back at no expense to the county, no fiscal impact. Any questions of the committee, fellow legislators?
I just
Legislator
have to throw
Sage.
another shout out to Matt Bruno. I've never spoken to anyone more excited about insurance in my life. And he is so diligent at getting these
Doing a great
recoveries. I mean, if I had to deal with insurance companies all day long, I don't think that would be a good job for me. Just
Absolutely.
putting it lightly, and I think he does a fantastic job.
I have to
6
commend
figures.
Brian Whitten from our department too. He's
Brian?
been instrumental in
Brian
working
Whitten.
with Matt and getting these
Yeah,
recoveries
that's fantastic.
for the county here, because it's definitely a nice program to have for future
Yeah.
purposes, and it's going to result in a lot of money saved for the county and its
Yeah.
taxpayers. So.
Looking out for the taxpayer. That's great.
That is great. Okay, so I move to approve budgetary amendment 24A040. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Number 9 here, we're talking about approval of budgetary transfer 24T092. This is so DPW can close out a series of projects. It has no fiscal impact, and if I'm reading this correctly, we're looking at a total, let's see,
$7,671.96.
thank you, Commissioner Lewis. Would you like to say anything?
Yeah, this is just the residual amounts from projects that had come in under budget through the original $2 million allocation that was adopted by the legislature and proposed by County Executive Byrne initially in his tenure here. So we're putting money to good use, and the projects coming in under budget kind of reflect that as well. So
I'd also like to shout out to your department, because I took a ride around and I see where people are doing such things as weeding and cleaning. And it's been noticeable being with your people that morale is up in employees like this. So I applaud you for taking this on and doing such a good job.
thank you.
And I would just like to say as well, I commend, Joe and Tommy and everybody else, because every 2 weeks we meet in my office and we go over our capital project budget. So, this identifies, so even if it's $41.76, we close it out, we put it back in so that they can do future projects instead of it just being stagnant and, just sitting there, so.
Keeps the books more organized
Yeah.
and, cleaner, so.
Yeah.
Any questions of the committee? Fellow legislators? So I move that we approve budget transfer 24T092. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item 10 on the agenda is approval for repairs to the park director's house, 24CP03.
This is a continuation of the facilities, assessment and, conditions assessment and, our reactions as such. The Parks Director's house, we determined that elements of the building envelope, such as the siding, soffit, fascia, gutters, and windows need replacement, along with the entry stairs, which will provide a safe means of, ingress and egress for the, whomever, holds that position for the Parks Department. So, and it is a county asset as well, so.
I see that the amount is not to exceed $15,000. This is going to be done in-house, and I applaud you because there were some safety issues raised, and we need to make sure that county employees, county residents are always safe. So thank you again for this. Any questions of the committee?
Yeah. So in theory, that 9,600 can go towards this project. There you go.
That's since Licking County Commission.
Cost benefit analysis.
Cost benefit.
Any other legislators have a question on this? So I move to approve 24CP03, an amount not to exceed $15,000. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item 11. This is a stockpile building and grounds. We're basically looking at an amount not to exceed $200,000 to secure these stockpiles. One of them is in Putnam Lake, another in Cold Spring, and also in Putnam Valley. If you could be a little more specific.
Sure, so these are our operating points throughout the county for snow operations along with construction purposes as well. We identified certain areas that need improvement, such as gate security. We've had a couple instances as of late where we've had some issues come about with unwanted people coming onto the property and breaking the vehicles and whatnot. So we want to secure the perimeter of these particular locations and ensure that the county assets are protected. In addition to that, we'd like to address certain carpentry issues with the salt storage buildings in advance of ordering our salt for next year, which is coming up, believe it or not, pretty quickly. So we'd like to get that stocked up quickly where we can get it at a pretty get in line first, as opposed to waiting and having to wait on other municipalities to get in front of you. So we'd like to kind of harden our infrastructure in that regard. And,
Proactive.
Be proactive as opposed to reactive, exactly. So that's the
Any questions by the committee? By any of the other legislators?
Just a question, you mentioned the gate for the safety, people are breaking in and.
We had one instance actually over in Putt Lake,
They took the salt?
No, they broke into a vehicle, as a
They
matter of
did?
fact, yeah.
Catalytic
But did they
converter.
try to steal it, or?
They probably did. I don't think
Yeah.
the keys were in it, thankfully.
Okay.
But there were, I think, a few items that were taken. And
Thank you.
Okay, in our backup, you can see what the breakdown is for each facility. The total is $200,000. I'm glad we're taking care of our things. I move to approve budget transfer 24CP04 for the amount total of $200,000. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item 12 is 24CP05, what we refer to as the new courthouse, as opposed to the historic courthouse. Apparently, we've had some issues with the boilers. They have been deemed irreparable. The other thing is, which again, DPW, you guys pointed out some things, is that the original design of the building was such that these huge boilers were being used to heat all the water. And even though we actually have, in essence, attended New York State Office of Court Administration, and they complain quite often, and I can't use the word here, we're on tape, but vociferously, that they have to wait forever to hot water. So in addition to putting in new boilers, which will be steel as opposed to cast iron, we're going to put small, nominal, 5-gallon electric water heaters on each floor, which will also allow these boilers to be shut down in warmer weather and should provide significant fuel and energy savings. Do you have any other comments?
That is correct. That was a pretty inefficient design, to say it bluntly here. So we're looking to address that, and this kind of came to a head this winter. We had made certain repairs leading up to that, not really anticipating that would kind of come to a head in the magnitude that it did this winter. So these are in dire need of replacements in their entirety. We've already done some prep work to try to get ahead of that because there's significant lead times associated with the units that we're planning on ordering. So we have to have that done by October 1st. So I think it's part of the court mandates to have proper heating.
Timeframe October 1st.
October 1st, and we're looking at pretty significant lead times for the boilers we're looking to get in place, so we need this funding ASAP.
Okay, questions of the committee?
I wanted to kind of ask a question regarding the courthouse. I know we've been doing quite a bit of work over there. What is the cutoff for large and small projects where they are responsible for and what we're responsible for? Because to me, $300,000, although they're boilers, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it may be more if we read it.
It may be more. We just did
upwards
HVAC with them. So like what is considered a large project where they would be responsible for that? Tearing down a building?
They indicated that they were willing to contribute for kind of low-rent maintenance projects, so not full-on capital projects of this magnitude.
Only the small projects.
And we actually, Commissioner Lewis and I had a discussion with a representative from the courts a few months back, and they were willing to commit.
So is there a cap that they've given us, like a financial cap on things that they're willing to maintain?
That I'm not aware of, but I mean, I know it's like, carpeting, painting.
Yeah.
So it's aesthetics and things, comfort items,
Yeah.
okay.
The big ticket items were on the hook.
Through the chair, the obligation comes from state law, which requires each county to provide the courthouse space for the judges. So the county is on the hook for as much or all of it, unless the court system decides to kick in what they want to kick in.
That was more my question, like what exactly were their obligations to kick in, which obviously I found out is home goods.
Yeah, it's disappointing. Very disappointing.
Okay, any other questions of the committee? Other legislators? Okay, before I just want to confirm, you're saying is you were advised that replacement costs are maybe upward of $300,000. Exactly how much are you asking for?
I do not anticipate they will exceed $300,000.
Okay, so we're asking for $300,000.
So from a bookkeeping perspective, we would take the $300,000 out of the capital reserve, and anything, that if there's a budgetary savings, we'll put it right back into the reserve. Just like we did on that other, that $9,000 one.
Okay, so I move that we approve 24CP05. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Being that there is no other business, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in, motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you for staying.
No problem. I didn't have a choice, did I?
I know, but
Thank you, Rob.
so long.
last man at the door.
Okay. And we're losing 3-1, so I guess I'm,
Oh,
What, we losing?
You just ruined it, man.
sorry.
Oh, we're losing, oh, God.